With 6 weeks left of the Austin Marathon prep, my training volume dropped from 80 to 30 miles a week. This time, not from an injury, but from skiing. Did this ruin my chances at a 250 marathon, or actually help? Here's what my data and training said. If you're new here, I'm Cody, and for the last 3.5 months, I've been training for my first marathon with a 250 goal in mind. In this video, I break down why I changed my high mileage schedule for skiing, and what that decision did to my marathon fitness. Oh! Dropping from 80 to 30 miles a week is not standard marathon advice, especially when you're 6 weeks out. Mileage builds endurance, race-specific durability, and fatigue resistance, and losing a week of that is a high risk. But at the same time, this wasn't a random decision, and the ski week landed during my family's ski trip that we take every year around New Year's. I have the next 4 weeks are my peak weeks, and I'm going from 85 to 90 miles a week. The real question isn't whether this was ideal or not. It wasn't. The question is whether this trade-off meaningfully hurt my fitness. Here's how I'm going to break this down. First, what the ski and run workload looked like. Second is what happened when I started training with my normal schedule again. And finally, what this next 6 weeks look like before I race in Austin. That week included around 14 hours of skiing across 2 days. Running-wise, I logged just under 30 miles total. The real test came on Saturday when I had my long run workout. I ran 12 total miles. In the first 6 miles, I ran a 7:53 average pace with over 600 feet of elevation gain. In the last 6 miles, I ran at marathon pace, which I accidentally averaged just above marathon pace, which I averaged a 6:33 minute per mile pace. This result mattered because it told me something very important. Aerobically, I have not lost any ground. From a psychological standpoint, running and skiing stress different systems, but they overlap in some areas which are most important in a marathon. What it didn't give me was run-specific durability, so the benefit was maintaining aerobic fitness with low mechanical stress. The cost was losing a week of specificity. Based on how I ran afterward, my aerobic engine is still there. Like I said before, for the next 4 weeks, I'm running 85 to 95 miles a week, which is kind of a plateau peak. And after that, I'll go into my 2-week taper, which is 75 miles for the first week, and race week will be 40 miles a week. That structure matters because it gives me enough time to rebuild specificity before race day. So, did skiing ruin my chance at a 250 marathon? Based on the data, workouts, and how my body has responded, no, I'm still there. This wasn't optimal, and I won't recommend it to anyone who's training for anything. But in this context, it didn't derail any of my build that I've built already. Now the focus is simple. Running consistently, smart recovery, and executing over the next 6 weeks. If you're training for a marathon, the takeaway isn't run instead of ski. It's understanding which systems you're training and when the trade-off matters most. If you're interested in the rest of my marathon build, you can click this video to watch old videos and new videos over here. Just subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.